Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan.
And today we're doing our first deep dive video for a while. Usually you guys have been seeing, or at least for the past 2 weeks, you've been seeing analysis videos for the past 2 weeks. This analysis video is a different one. We're doing a deep dive analysis video. It should be fun. We haven't done one of these in a while, and this time we're focusing on the 3-0 Buffalo Bills. So let's just get in with it. Who would like to start us off and just say something? We're just going to have a general conversation about the Bills.
Okay, so I'm going to start this off with the center of most offenses, and that is the quarterback. The quarterback for the Bills is Josh Allen.
Yep, that's
so
right.
Josh Allen, he is a run threat, as well as he's a decent pass threat. This is his sophomore year, and he's looked all right so far. He's led a team, but the main thing of this team is its defense. But let's talk about just what are your opinions on Josh Allen as we start with him. We'll get to the rest of the offense, and then we'll transition from there.
Well, he's had a pretty good year so far. The first game he threw 254 yards, then it was 253 yards, and then it was 243 yards. So he's pretty consistent in that area of it. He hasn't made too many mistakes except in week 1. I think he could be a solid quarterback. Obviously, the arm strength a huge aspect to him and to this Bills team, which should help them out a lot in the future.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think, well, he has kind of thrown in the mid-200s when it comes to yards, and that's not maybe crazy numbers, but I think he's been doing everything that the Bills have needed him to do these past 2 weeks. You know, in that New York Jets game, the offense did have a lot of turnovers, but the Bills ultimately were able to come back from a 16-0 deficit. So it hasn't all been pretty for Josh Allen, and he hasn't exactly been completely lighting up the statue, but he's getting the job done right now, and the Bills are 3-0, so I think that's a lot of credit to him and that team.
Well, I don't think you exactly have to light the stat sheet and get 300 yards each game to be considered a good quarterback. You don't have to put up Patrick Mahomes numbers every week.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
I mean 300 yards is taken for granted in the NFL now because it's something that a lot of teams expect their quarterbacks to do. And Josh Allen, I believe that it's something he could do in the future, but he's doing enough for his team to win right now, obviously 3-0. So I'd say, Josh Allen, good job to you and the rest of the team.
Yeah.
So let's just talk a little bit about the rest of the offense now. We have John Brown, who is their main receiver, and then David Singletary, who is currently injured, and Frank Gore at running back. And then they got Isaiah Avery at wide receiver.
Cole
Beasley, that's correct. So they just got a decent core of guys. They're names that, although aren't top names, you still know who they are.
Yeah, and they're, like you said, they're not household names necessarily, but they can get the job done. They're certainly serviceable guys. You know, Cole Beasley did a lot of good things in Dallas. And honest, how about Frank Gore, the ageless wonder? You look all those years in San Francisco, then to Indy for a few years, then to Miami, now to Buffalo. And he's still hanging in there and playing some good football. So they certainly do have some good players on that offense.
Yeah, you guys mentioned as well for the wide receiver core, you don't need to have someone that's amazing. You just need to have a couple of guys that can hold their own, they can make good plays, and that's what these Bills have. I mean, first of all, it's very weird to see Cole Beasley not wearing a Cowboys uniform.
Yeah, it really is.
I just want to point that out. I'm looking at a picture of him right now. It just looks
it
looks very strange seeing him in a Bills uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is a solid wide receiver core, and I think it's just going to improve as they spend more time with Josh Allen over the season. So
yeah, and I just want to take a second to talk about John Brown. He's looked pretty good coming from the Ravens before. He's been the number one guy, so Josh Allen has really been liking him. So he's their number one guy, and then Beasley and all the rest of them come in. But it's a pretty spread attack there on the throwing side of the football, and on the running side, they also do more of a running back by committee, as Devin Singletary is injured as of this video being made right now. So Frank Gore and TJ Yeldon split time in week 3, but I'm sure there's going to be a little bit more of a timeshare throughout the whole the year between those 3 pretty decent running backs.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then another thing about the Bills, while their offense has certainly been doing serviceable, the Bills' defense has not allowed any more than 17 points in a game. They held the Jets to 16, they held the Giants to 14, and they held the Bengals to 17, which, yes, are they the most elite offenses? No, but the Bills' defense, you know, I think there's a case that they're in the top third of the league when it's all said and done in your ranking defenses.
No, I completely agree with that statement. I think this Bills defense is one of the most underrated defenses in the league, one of the best defenses in the league. I think we're going to be able to see that as the season progresses. Of course, they've dropped the 2 defensive players recently. Of course, they got Tremaine Edmonds and then Ed Oliver in this year's draft. So they're just looking to continue to build on that defense. And it's looking really good for that defense, as we're saying.
And you talked about more people. You talked about the secondary people, although I don't. Tremaine Edmonds not as much of the secondary, but somewhat. But I'm sorry, you talked about the linemen. But I'm going to talk about the secondary here. So they just have a pretty decent secondary. Tre'Davious White, probably their leading cornerback. He's played pretty well. The other guys, they're not household names. Once again, not many of these players, like we said, are household names, but they get the job done, and they're just a pretty good defensive unit all around. There's not really one department where they're bad at all. They're like pretty decent in everything. So there's really not one person or one department, whether it's secondary line, that a team can come into a game and say, all right, we're going to attack this area, and that's how we're going to win this game, because all of them are pretty solid.
Yeah, it's a really good point you have there, Jordan. But I feel like this week, week 4, they play the Patriots, so I feel like that's when we're going to see truly how real
That's true.
are these Buffalo Bills, because this is easily their toughest test of the year.
Yeah, especially since they haven't played anyone really. I mean, their schedule. Who have they played so far? They played
the Jets,
the Giants,
and the Bills,
and the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't played themselves.
Yes.
No, they haven't played themselves. And, I mean,
practice.
it's not like those are. I mean, when they played the Jets, I believe that's when Sam Darnold, did he play that game?
Sam Darnold played
Did
that
he
game.
play that game?
Yes. He did.
So I mean, they were pretty close in all these games here, and it's tough to see what kind of a team the Bills are. It's tough to see what kind of a team any team is after week 3. I think week 4 for me is the week that you say after week 4, okay, this is the team's identity, unless they've played really bad teams throughout the first 3 weeks, which not many teams play awful teams that would show nothing about them. So it's going to be interesting to see after this week what the Bills' true identity is going to be. And like you said, they have a huge test against the Patriots. They are home, but the Patriots have looked hot.
And that's why we chose this game or this team specifically to talk about right now, because it's so interesting. They're 3-0, but the teams they've played, who knows where they're going to be in a couple weeks from now, as their schedule gets a little bit tougher across the line. Next week, of course, Ryan mentioned the Patriots, but then they play Tennessee. In Tennessee, then Miami, and then it gets more difficult from there. They start having a lot more difficult of a schedule down the road. Some notable teams would be Philadelphia, Washington, Cleveland, Dallas, New England again, of course, and Pittsburgh. I'll throw them in there too, and then they play the Jets again.
So I think they could win 2 or 3 of those games.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
And Baltimore. I don't know if I mentioned Baltimore.
because yes, the Bills, they got some tougher teams down the stretch, but right now they're 3-0. New England, I think they got a really good chance to win that game. In fact, I do have them winning that game. And then after New England, you mentioned,
Spoiler.
well, yeah, spoiler alert, okay. After New England, they got, as you said, Tennessee and Miami. So there's a really good chance that Buffalo could be 5-1 after 6 weeks.
That's very true. Okay, so as we were saying, the schedule is going to get a little bit tougher down the road. Tough to tell who these Bills are. Does anyone else want to add anything on to what we have to say about that?
I feel like just one quick thing I want to do. Obviously, the Bills are 3-0, so I want to go around and I want each one of us to say if we think Buffalo is going to make the playoffs. Jordan, we can start with you. Do you think they're going to make the playoffs?
I think the AFC is too talented. I think they're a good team, but I feel like the wild card spots are going to have to go to teams a little bit better than them.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. They've done everything right so far, but as the schedule gets tougher down the stretch, I just don't think they could keep up with the rest of those good AFC teams in the wild card hunt. I gotta say no.
Yeah, I don't mean to be boring, but I'm gonna say the same exact thing. It should be close. I think they're gonna have a good run at it. But these AFC teams, there's gonna be a lot of teams that are in the mix here. A lot of the teams in which they play, they're gonna have a lot of important games, especially as it comes down
Although to talk
to it
about it,
later on. What?
to talk about it though, the teams that would be in competition for the wild card spots who are not number one in their division in the AFC, they haven't been playing up to the standards that they've been hoping to.
Yeah.
Like the Chargers, the Jaguars, the Colts, obviously, who lost Andrew Luck, Steelers after they lost last year. The Browns, I think the Browns, or someone in the AFC North is definitely going to take one of the wild card spots, in my opinion.
Maybe.
If this trend
what division am I
continues,
missing here? I think I did South, North, East, and then East is what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So I think Bills are the only true chance besides the Patriots to get a wild card spot in this division. So it's going to be interesting. I think they definitely have a chance at it, but I feel like one of those teams, maybe like the Chargers, is going to step it up after they haven't had a great start and take that wild card spot.
All right.
So that is the video. We forgot to mention here Sean McDermott, the coach. We don't leave out the coaches here.
No, could never leave out the coach. Sean McDermott has done a great job with his team. Just want to mention that as well. I think it was his second year that he came in. They finally made the playoffs. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I think that's
It might
correct.
have been their first. I don't know.
It might have been. I'm
Whatever
not sure.
it was, he ended
But
a long
he's-
drought.
Yes, he did for sure. And he's gonna. I feel like he'll be here for a while with these Bills, and who knows, maybe take them to the playoffs this year. But down the line, I feel like this is a team that's going to be a competitor in the AFC. I guess they keep drafting like they do, then that's just going to make it even better. They have a decent amount of cap space as well. So after week 3 of the NFL, that is our deep dive for the Buffalo Bills. We're going to keep doing deep dives throughout the season, hopefully. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure to like this video. Just hit the thumbs up thing, you know. Just hit it, you know. Don't hit it too many times because you might turn it off. So just make sure it's blue. And then hit the subscribe button as well. Comment down below what you think the final record for the Bills is going to be. Yeah, type on your computers or your phones or your iPads, whatever you're on right now. Comment down below, please.
Whatever device you have.
And hit the notification bell as well so you can, that rhymed by the way, so you can keep up when we post videos just like this one. So with that, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys later.
See ya.